Hello, wrestling fans, and this is the We Can't Wrestle podcast. Your host, Nate Maxon, here with you. This is going to be as tough as it was a year ago. A year ago, this week, we lost our good friend, my good friend, um, one of the best dudes I've ever known in my life, Archie Mitchell. And we did a tribute show last year, gathering some of Archie's good friends to discuss his life, discuss what he meant to each and every one of us. And he meant not only a lot to us personally, but I mean, he meant a lot to this show. Archie was probably next to me and Aaron and Kyle, just the spine, of this show. He was one of our fantastic co-hosts, but also, more importantly, a great friend, a big part of the figure community that we're all part of. And to this day, every day, there's something I think about Archie, something makes me smile, and I miss him. I miss him a lot. So, because of that, and because it being a year on, this episode is just, it's a rehash. It's a recycle of that tribute show that we did to Archie a year ago. And I just wanted to put it out there again, because you'd never forget. You never forget a guy like Archie, and I don't want to forget a guy like Archie, and I never want to forget the contributions he made to not only the We Can't Wrestle podcast, not only the WrestleNet Radio Podcast Network, not only our Facebook group, not only the Asylum Facebook group, but just the contributions that he made over the years to what we do here. So this is just, again, a replay, a recycle, what have you, whatever you want to call it, but a remembrance of Archie Mitchell a year on. And we will never forget you, brother. We love you. And have a listen to some great stories if you missed it last year, if you just want to re-listen to it this year just to smile. Some great stories, some great memories from Archie's friends. And we miss you, brother. So here it is, without editing, without anything like that, just the Archie Mitchell tribute show. And enjoy the stories, folks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and wherever you are listening to this, this will be on all of our podcast feeds, whether it be the We Can't Wrestle podcast, the Reliving the Extreme podcast, the Asylum Wrestling podcast, and of course the If You Smell What the Arch is Cooking podcast feed. We are gathering up here today. Nate Maxon here, your host. At this point, I'm here with Kyle Army.
How we doing, everybody?
And we are going to be joined by some others here soon. For those of you that do not know, if you're not a member of our Facebook group or any of the groups or anything that he was a member of, a man that you've heard on this show many, 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 many times, one of the great voices of the We Can't Wrestle podcast, a guy that's filled in for me on my own, on Reliving the Extreme, was a big part of the WNR podcast network and a big part of the wrestling figure and trading community. Our buddy, my buddy and yours, Archie Mitchell, passed away this past Saturday morning. Wasn't completely unexpected. Unfortunately, he had recently lost his son. He had some health complications with his heart and things to that nature. And unfortunately, yes, we lost our buddy Archie this past Saturday morning. So we wanted to come together and have a little conversation about our buddy Archie Mitchell. And Kyle and I are also joined by Josh Blevins. Mr. Blevins, welcome.
How we doing?
Hey guys.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you doing?
All right.
We're doing okay.
I have some of Josh's magnets back here amongst my collection behind me. But yeah, we just got this fired up, Blevs. We were talking about Archie and having lost him this past Saturday morning. And like I said, we were all just going to come together, as many of us that can make it, to discuss, maybe just tell some stories, swap some stories of our buddy, Mr. Mitchell. I met Archie through, I joined the figure group, The Era, way back. I don't know, back in like 2018 or something to that nature. It seems like yesterday at this point. And that's how I first met Archie, because when I first got in there, I had no fucking clue what a raffle was. How do I do this? What does this entail? Am I getting screwed here? Whatever. And he kind of was like the guy that walked me through my first interaction in the figure community as far as Facebook goes. And then we just kind of hit it off. I asked him to come on the podcast. And then from there, we just kind of developed a rapport and developed a relationship. And that's kind of the guy Archie was. To know him is to love him. You know what I mean?
Yes. I met Archie back whenever it was called the Golden Era.
Now, see, that was even before my time. Yeah, I wasn't even around then.
Yeah, that was I want to say 2018. I think it went to the era in 2019. But I had joined in there. I met Patrick Mansonetti, um, Daniel Ariola,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know how to do much of anything. And I talked to Archie here and there. I made a deal with him for some figures. Didn't really get a big conversation or nothing going on with him. Didn't have a huge friendship with him at the point. And I just happened to have a disagreement with one other person that was in that group, and he really pushed my buttons. And me and him had a huge fight, and Archie came to me and he calmed me down, and he like got me out of trouble basically. And ever since then, he was like my big brother. Anytime I would ever be ready to blow up on somebody or something, I would always talk to Archie, and he would get me out of trouble, and he was always there for advice and
Mm-hmm.
to take care of me.
And it was funny because you said that about kind of like being the mediator or the peacemaker or whatever. Archie was always a good peacemaker and always a good referee, unless he was the one that was pissed. Because he could also be the fucking tank that's going to run you over too. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's one thing I can say is throughout everything, he and I never had it. We never had a crossword. We never had. I mean, I never got. As far as I know, I never got on his bad side or anything like that. It was always cool and calm and collected. And I always told him he was like the bass in our voice of our podcast, you know, because he had, you know, Archie had a very distinctive voice.
Yes.
And Kyle, I think you met Arch because you were one of the original co-hosts of the We Can't Wrestle podcast. I think that's how you guys first hooked up, even before you were in the asylum or what have you.
Yep. Like I said, my first real experience with all of that was back during the COVID pandemic, when the world shut down, the guys in the asylum, and like I said, this is with Archie as well. They created a platform for wrestlers, independent wrestlers, to be able to still meet the fans and give them something out of the kindness of their hearts. And it's a testament to how good of a man he was. That they would take, and again, he was a fan of this. He was a fan of pro wrestling. He was a fan of figure collecting. He was one of the best custom creators that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the probably the hundreds, if not thousands, of customs that people have that came from that man, that he, you know, painstakingly hand painted and created himself.
A lot of people don't. You mentioning it, I just wanted to bring it up. As I'm assuming Goldie will be along at some point, but a lot of people don't realize it or didn't realize it. Honestly, I can honestly say that during the pandemic, virtual meet and greets became a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I will go out on a limb and say that if not one of the first to really do it was the asylum with Rocky and David and Nick, and those guys did a lot more. I mean, I produced the podcast version of it after the fact. I would take the audio and make it into a podcast people could listen to, but I got to give those guys the credit because I didn't really have a hand in the actual, you know, execution of that, but Archie did for sure. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like I said, I again, somebody could tell me I'm wrong, but I don't remember anybody really, because the first one was the Buff Bagwell, I believe.
I can tell you how that came about.
Yeah,
well, absolutely. Please.
Yeah.
we actually had a convention that we went to. It was the Classic Plastics Toy Convention in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Okay.
And that was back in the beginning of March in 2020. And that was something that Rocky Turner had set up. Um, David Gold was there, Nick Francis, and I drove down there with my friend Chevy, and we met up with them. And for that convention, Rocky had gotten Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Buff Bagwell for that convention.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent the weekend with Buff. I mean, me, my buddy Chevy, Gold, and Francis had a hotel room together. Buff set up in our hotel room until about 3 in the morning. We were hanging out, having a good time. We went out to dinner. It was great. We went down to Madison, West Virginia, for a show that Buff had done. He was scheduled for a in-ring appearance there, and he had us come in the ring with him, all four of us. And I mean, we just had an awesome time with Buff that weekend. And we got back, and it was a couple days later whenever they shut the world down.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of like one of his last appearances. I won't necessarily say it was his last appearance before they shut everything down, but that Saturday night we did that appearance in Madison, West Virginia, and then I think it was Thursday whenever they shut everything down. I know once we left, he rode back with Golden Francis, and they had recorded something in the car with him.
Yeah, because we actually put that. We put that audio onto a podcast. Yes.
That's kind of whenever everything jumped off was like just a couple days before they shut everything down. We were at that toy expo.
It's wild. It seems like I don't know. It seems like a fever dream. That whole.
Does.
But you know what? Honestly, that's another. I think that being us going into kind of a virtual world, in a way, it's going back to Archie, was the reason that he and I became friends, because you got that era of time got us all used to this, got us all used to, being instead of being face to face with people, you got used to being on some sort of a thing like we use here to record the podcast, the StreamYard thing. Like, I would have never thought to talk to some guy from New Jersey on the, right. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I mean, I know people corresponded and stuff, but with letters and emails and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I think it just actually made it easier to be okay with making friends online,
Yep.
Whether for good or for bad. And then after that, like I said, he and I we pretty much, there were maybe some times where we wouldn't maybe go a day or two, but there was never a day hardly that went by where we weren't at least checking on each other. Hey brother, how's it going? Hey, how's your life? And when I went through a lot of stuff that I've gone through in the past X amount of years, I have a lot of acquaintances. I don't have a lot of friends, and he was one of the few people, along with like my brother Aaron and Kyle. He was one of the few people that I could talk to when I'm going through a hard time, like last year when I lost my grandma or what have you. Just Archie was never there, and he was a night owl like me, so there was never a time where I couldn't text him at 11:30 at night after I'm like 6 deep. Hey Archie, I got a few in me. Can we talk? And you know what? He was right there. He was right there to talk. I hope you've got Winter to sleep because I need to talk.
One of the things that we shared in common was, and I get made fun of a lot for it, but me and Archie were both huge fans of Taylor Swift. And so he would just randomly out of nowhere text me a Taylor Swift lyric.
Did he ever give you the random, like, he'd send you a song lyric and then your job was to give him the next lyric?
Yeah.
You had to you're next.
Yeah.
I'm like in the middle of a business meeting or something, and I get some random like Tupac lyric from Archie, and it's like, oh, we're playing.
Like, he would just send me, "Hi, it's me," and I'm like, "What the heck are you talking about? Of course it's you." He's like, "No, hi, it's me." I'm like, "Oh, I'm the problem. It's me." And
Nate, I'm gonna try to join again because I can't hear you guys.
Okay, that's cool, Jeremy.
I remember the first time that I met Archie was on, I believe, on the podcast, and within 2 minutes of talking to him, it was like I was talking to somebody I'd known all my life. He was a friend to anybody and everybody he met. Just a really kind, genuine, down to earth guy. In this
And
fandom, you have people who gatekeep, and Archie was never that guy.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
He welcomed people with open arms. Just friendly to everyone.
And on top of that, like, and I mean, Kyle, you've known my brother a long time. You guys work together. You guys podcast together. You know what it is to deal with my brother as I know what it is to deal with my brother. And Aaron is quite the fucking ball buster. And that was the other thing. You said Archie, nicest guy you'd ever meet. Archie could also bust Aaron's balls right back. And I love that too, bust them balls.
He was ornery. Don't be mistaken. Archie was ornery. Very ornery.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy Cotton was here for a second ago, and he was going to rejoin us. He said he couldn't hear us. It looks like David might be there, but I don't know if he's ready to talk yet. David?
What's up, gentlemen?
Bueller?
You don't get to see my pretty face tonight.
What?
That's all right. My pretty face makes up for it.
Well, I have a voice for radio. What can I say?
We've been swapping our stories. We all told everybody how we met Mr. Mitchell and a couple of stories about him. So now it's your turn. Because I think most of the people that I've met in the figure community, I met because of Archie. I think I even met David through Archie, actually.
It's probably possible. I mean, he's been an admin in every group ever created. So,
and he's gonna still wind up being an admin somehow, somewhere in a month. Watch.
There'll be a group called Heaven, and then it'll pop up on Facebook, and he'll be an admin.
I hate to break it to you guys, but when that time comes, he's going to be the one at the gate letting us in or not letting us in.
Yeah, busting them balls.
He's not going to let Aaron in at all. He's going to say, turn around, Aaron. Go back home.
Turn around, Aaron.
No, I met Archie about 9 years ago or so, or 8 years ago. It's been a long time. I met him in a group called the Golden Era, which then later on became the Era, which is still a group now. We participated in back in the day when we call that the era of raffles, which kind of died out now at this point. But him and I would waste all our money in raffles and lose all the time. And then we would just PM each other bitching about it. Like, lost again. And then finally, both of us finally won one, and we spent like 3 hours on the phone talking about how we spent $1,000 to win a Hasbro Shawn Michaels.
I was just about to say, I spent $1,000, and all I got was this Mountie.
I won a Hasbro Shawn Michaels, and that was just the most interesting time, because then there'd be times when Archie would hit me up, "Hey, you got $10 so I can get in that raffle?" I'm like, I thought we were done.
Can I tell you? I don't want to cut you. I don't want to cut you off, David. Can I tell you one time Archie really motherfuckered me?
Go ahead.
When it first launched, like a week after it launched, I put $10 in a raffle and won a PS5.
Of course, everyone else wins.
And he's like, right? You motherfucker! You should go to Vegas.
That was the running joke, though. Everyone else wins. Him and I would never win. Like, there was a time that one of the admins in the era did like a free event, and I won the free one, and he fell out of his chair after I won because it was so unbelievable that I finally won a raffle. That's how many times I've lost raffles.
I can tell you that my memory of the ongoing joke with David Gold was every week in the era, they would put their list of new members for the week, and David Gold was always in the new members list. They would say, "Welcome our new era members," and David Gold was always in that.
Yeah, because me and Archie actually left the group a couple times
Out of
because
frustration.
we were done. We're like, we're not doing this anymore. We've placed, and it wasn't anything against the group. We just got tired of. It's like getting off of DraftKings. Like we just got tired of it, and we would join back like a week later. So I did that twice, and then it became a running joke. Like, oh, David done left again. He came back. Here he is again.
And I'm back.
Hey, Jeremy, can you hear us
buddy.
now? All right, cool.
Long
David,
time.
David's like Marty Jannetty. He keeps getting fired and coming back.
Yeah. And that was just a running joke, and we would keep saying how much we were going to quit, and then, unfortunately, there was a lot of drama with those groups eventually, and we decided to join another group, which is what the Asylum spawned off of. And that place used to be called the Waffle House. So it was an interesting name, and we decided, me, Archie, Mike Zecca, Nick Francis, a couple of the originals decided to change the name and compete. We called it the Group Wars, kind of like, the West Coast, East Coast 90s Wars. That's what we called it and considered it. And then Archie, he was kind of in the middle. He's like, well, I like both sides. I like all the people in both groups. I'm like, you don't have to be pulled either way. You can join both and enjoy both and do what you need to do. And we never was angry at him when he became an admin in the era eventually, because they understood what the quality that he brought to that group. And I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. I love the guy to pieces, but I gave him a lot of shit for his customs. I mean, he sent me a Howard Finkel and the tie fell off.
Oh, I told him when he sent me my Haku and my Bobby Heenan that I put the picture up of last night. You notice how I have Andre and Haku really close up on Bobby? Mm-hmm. Because I told him, I said, thank you for the $1 Million Man, Bobby Heenan, Archie, because we
would call a $1 Million Fink because the tie fell off.
The lapel things fell off, and like Bobby Heenan has the $1 Million Man jacket. But you know what? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
How long ago did you guys get those done?
Years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
Okay, because a couple years ago, I sent him about 25 Sheamus Hasbros because the store here had them for $1 each. And I just bought them all and sent them to Archie. So he had an army of Sheamus Hasbros for a long time.
You're hearing the voice of Jeremy Cotton, ladies and gentlemen.
AKA Gummy Dicks.
We are going to get to that story. But yeah, David, we were talking about before you were able to join us, we actually brought up and we were talking about the evolution of the Asylum with Archie, being one of the main guys. And we were talking about how when the pandemic hit, I'm pretty sure that the Asylum were the innovators for virtual meet and greets, which became a big thing. But
there's a great story with that when we first started. Because everyone likes to run around and say, we started the virtuals. Well, that's different. There's been virtual signings since early 2000s, right? Or ever since the internet came around. We're talking about, we were the first to actually let you come in, like we're doing now, and talk to the actual talent when they came in. That's why we say we're the first to do. We're not saying we invented virtuals, because those have been around forever. So Archie came on with us one time, and we did it was our first show or second show with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And there's this plastic rumbling noise over and over again. And we're like, what is that? And you can hear him opening a bag of chips. And he starts eating the chips like midstream. And we're like, what is that noise? Who's eating chips? And he's like, it's not me, I swear. It's not me. That wasn't me.
As he's wiping the crumbs off his t-shirt. Dude. Yeah.
He's just over there like...
He just... And then his little he just reminded me of one of my other friends when he would get on camera and he would take a puff of that cigarette. It was like an orgasm for him. He's like,
Yeah,
This is Archie Mitchell, your host.
There are many. I was gonna say there are many We Can't Wrestle podcasts where you can just hear Archie a puffing in the background.
And he eventually quit. Good for him, right? So he eventually got off the cigarettes and was trying to improve his health and was very excited about his weight loss journey and stuff like that. But at the end of it was just hilarious, like to listen to him puff that cigarette. He's like, all right, we're going to draw this raffle today. I'm your host, Archie Mitchell. I'm here with the Asylum. The Era.
Yeah. Oops.
Oops.
Yeah, he's just puffing away like it's the Dick Cavett show in the 70s. Yeah.
He used that like it was his inhaler. Like he would get a breath out of inhaling his cigarette and be like, all right, I'm ready to go, guys.
I'm rejuvenated.
Speaking of the raffles, I remember whenever he accidentally posted a raffle up on his personal page and it filled.
Yes.
And he was like entirely shocked because a raffle filled on his personal page. He wasn't even in the group. And so everybody was confused by that, and he got shit a lot for that for a while.
It closed faster than it did in the group, though.
Yeah,
that's the funny part. I'm like, you really should just keep doing it on your personal page. He's like, I don't want to get banned.
I mean, because of all the groups he's an admin in, his personal page was like the canal, where everything comes together.
I didn't know where I was. I'm like, let me just get 2 spots, and then wait, is this your page? He's like, hold, and I messaged him and I said, is this on your private page? He's like, no, it's in the Era. It's in the Era. And I'm like, no, and then 2 minutes go by and I just get a fuck. Yep, it's on my personal page and it's halfway closed. I can't shut it down now. Like, no, you sure can't.
Archie's page was like the Amazon Fire Stick hub where it just has all the apps in one.
Yeah, everything. It's a one-stop shop.
And then when we finally met him at the Philadelphia convention, Icons, it was just hilarious because he came an hour late and he had to park like 4 blocks away because there was absolutely no parking. So he comes in and he's like dripping sweat, like he's sweating through his shirt. And I'm like, bro, what were you doing? And he's like, I had to park 4 blocks away. And it was just hilarious because I'm trying to hug the dude and he's like a mop. He's like a mop just used on a wet floor. I'm like, dude, you're soaking. He's like, yeah, and I got to go stand in all these lines for everyone else. I'm like, so he's worried about everybody else.
Of course, because of that heart. He's like, yeah, let me have a cigarette. I'll be okay after that.
There's a smoking area.
I fucking love that guy, man. Anyway.
No, he didn't care if he almost killed himself to go stand in line for everybody else. So.
Yeah.
He definitely
he didn't even really come for himself other than to get signatures for other people. So, and then he came and helped out at Bash too, and that was interesting. So
he got a DDP figure signed for me. He got me. I have a RVD that's an error. It's on an old Jax figure. It's an RVD figure that's on a Matt Hardy card. And he got that signed for me by Matt Hardy and RVD both at a convention.
Yeah, the funny part was when he came to Wrestle Bash, he was going to just drive back home. And I was like, do you want to stay? Because we got hotel rooms. I'm like, do you want to stay the night? And you can bunk with Nick because I'm tired of his farting. Do you want to sleep with him? And Archie's like, no, I don't want to sleep with his flatulent ass. Like, no, hard pass. I'm like, I'll drive back home tonight.
Hey, I can tell you, Nick's farting is nowhere near as bad as Chevy snoring.
Yeah, that was pretty tough.
For that, but we had that hotel room with the 4 of us, and my goodness, Chevy kept everybody awake all night.
He sounded like a broken Roto-Rooter.
Oh my god.
That's way before a lot of people's time. Go Google Roto-Rooters when you turn them on and they're broken. That's how he sounded. And Archie was supposed to actually come to that show, but he had an emergency that came up. So, yeah, there's a lot of stories you can have. I mean, and a lot of it's group related and stuff. So, I mean, he was etched in all of these groups and stuff. So everybody goes back to. That's how he meets everyone, and he would get pissed off and leave a group and go back 5 minutes later.
Yep.
I'm
I'd
leaving
get-
this group right now. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
Archie.
I'd get a big long text about how, you know, this person sucked or fuck this shit and blah blah blah, and then he's out, and then he's like, I went back.
Or
So,
he would delete you and then add
Yeah.
you right back.
Yeah. Jeremy. So everybody's been telling their story of how they met Archie, and then maybe like a little story. So if you want to tell your meeting Archie story, and then I think I know some of the stories that you have about you and Mr. Mitchell's relationship.
So I joined the asylum originally because my daughter, I'd noticed that she was in the wrestling, and I wanted to, kind of get back into it. And joined Archie's raffles and his, at the time the asylum was doing a lot of like Glory Hole, and John had a poker game, and I was doing pretty good on it, and I won a handful of times real fast, and then led into the virtuals and stuff. But in that time, Archie and I started talking because I won a couple of his events, and we just started going back and forth and realized we had a lot in common, and we were joking around, and it just the banter back and forth. Like, if you looked at our text messages and sent them to somebody, they would ask, what is wrong with these people? Because I would say something kind of dark humor, he would hit me back with something a little more, and that's just kind of how the friendship started. And one time he sent my daughter, I won something, but he sent my daughter a whole bunch of figures, and it was just kind of out of the blue, and friendship was formed, and we always checked in on each other, and we would talk wrestling, but we talked a lot of life too, and we had a lot of similarities growing up, and it just the guy helped me through some dark times that not a lot of people know about, and he kept it quiet. He was a lock and key, and same with me. He told me some stuff I don't know if anybody knows about or what he was going through at the time. And the last text we had was he was in LA, and he was asking me if I knew anybody that had an Airbnb out there, and I told him not in LA, and he called me a poser, and he said, I thought you ran California. And I was like, no, I'm just in San Diego, bud. And man, Archie I would love jumping on his lives, and kind of, that was another thing, is like the trolling. It was like, I would see Archie, and I got into the asylum and the whole kind of gimmick thing, throwing some promos and text and whatnot, and I would see like Archie and Josh Blevins and David Gold just going back and forth, and it was funny. So I started throwing jabs in there as a newbie, and then they kind of accepted me and became friends with all of them. That's how I met you, Nate, was basically through Archie. And I met Dove that way, and oh man, him and Dove, the banter between them, and I'd have to be the middleman, and then Mandy would have to be the middleman between me and Archie. But the joke I think that got us bonded was one day he was just going off, and he told me to eat a bag of dicks, and I was like, all right, I got your address. And I went online because I know I've seen him before, and I ordered him a bag of gummy dicks. And I didn't tell him, I just sent them. I think I told like Dove. I might have told you, Nate, and I think I told Nick. I sent them screenshots of I'm sending this to Archie.
Yep.
And everybody kept it quiet, and he got them. Well, he got the package, and his granddaughter was there, his daughter was there, and his wife was there, and he opened it in the kitchen. And I get this phone call from a number out of, back east, and I'm like, who the hell's calling me from back east? I almost didn't answer it because I thought it was like a telemarketer. And I answer it, and I'm like, hello? And he's like, you son of a bitch. And I knew the voice right away, and I just started laughing. And he kind of drilled in on me a little bit, but he couldn't keep it solid. And he told me, I had to be hard on you because my wife was right here and everybody was right here. But God damn it, why didn't you warn me? I was like, if I warned you, that would have ruined the joke.
I want to tell you. I want to tell you when you did send me what you were going to be sending him. Kyle knows my wife, and he knows that she only speaks when she speaks about something when she thinks she needs to, like really thinks she needs to. And I told her, I said, this guy Jeremy is going to send this to Archie, and she looked right at me and went, I don't think Archie is going to appreciate receiving a bag of dicks.
Well, to boot in the package was confetti bomb.
Oh no.
So when he opened it, everything just came out. And he's like, it's everywhere in my house. It's on my table. Like, my granddaughter's running around with confetti because it's colorful. And,
Did he ever eat those? Did he eat the
he said he never ate them. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
No.
He ate them.
I think he ate those motherfuckers. I think he went secretly into the room and was like hoarding them, like my precious, and would start eating them.
I think he just grabbed the whole handful and threw them in his mouth.
I bet he did. And I bet he was like, if no one sees me eating them, then they won't accuse me of eating
them. We have Matt Gore here with us. Can you hear me, Matt?
Oh no, not Matt Gore.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hear me?
I can hear you, sir. How you doing?
All right, buddy.
As you can hear, we're all just kind of reminiscing about how, first of all, kind of how you met Archie and became acquainted and friends with him, and then if you have a story or two that you want to share about Mr. Mitchell.
So I'll wrap up mine though, but the lasting joke for the last I would say 3 years was like, he always told me, I'm going to get you back, and I'm going to get you back. And I told Dub actually today, I think I won the battle because I never got a get back from him. Or it might be still coming. I don't know.
It might be. We were just joking about how in a month he's going to somehow be an admin in another group. Somehow.
It's going to be first name Mitchell, last name Archie.
Yes.
And he would, when me and Archie would ever bicker back and forth, go back and forth as joking and stuff, I'd always trump him with, at least I didn't have a bag of dicks on my table. And that would just end the joke.
That's the period. Yeah.
Yeah. But he always took it like he would get mad, but then he would hit you back and be like, buddy, you got me. He was man enough to admit that you got him if you got him. And I will take the gold medal of Archie telling me nobody's done that to him. And I got the phone call because it happens the way it did. And the funny part is we've done multiple deals back and forth since, and he had plenty of time to send me an exploding glitter bomb or something. But that guy was he's definitely a character, and his every time he would do a live for a randomizer, like I have his script memorized in my head, and sometimes I would jump on there, it would say Archie's going live, and I would type it out. Because, Archie had to have the cigarette before he went live, and it took him about 30 seconds or 40 seconds before he got on the camera. And I would type out his intro like I was a closed caption for him. But I really wish I would have met the guy in person. I really kicked myself for not going up to LA and just surprising him because it's a 2.5 hour drive for me. But I know he was going through some stuff with his son. And, he was a guy that would tell you, hey, I need some time. Give me a minute to breathe, and I'll get back to you. And he always would.
And you said about meeting him in person. I never met. We never met in person either, but I feel like we did.
Hold up, you did meet him in person, Nate. He drove by the Big Lots. He said,
"Oh yeah,
Max in there," and you sent an employee out there to greet him. He's like, is Nate Max in there?
And that guy looked at him like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, so the last thing I got to tease him about before I let you guys go on it. I guess they stopped selling salami where he lives. This brand of salami that he loved. And he texted me, hey, do you guys still have this out there? And I was like, that's odd, but I'll check. And I went to my grocery store and we had it. And I ended up sending him a video of just like a row of salami, and I said, "How much meat do you want in your mouth?" And he's like, "I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you." And I got home and I actually bought one, and then I videoed myself eating it, and I sent it to him. And I
guarantee you he did that, especially because he kept sending around a picture of him wearing nothing but a damn championship belt to everybody.
Who, me? No.
You.
No, never. That was a classic photo. I think Nick Francis has it as his background photo.
It probably does. And he kept, and anytime Nick and I would get into an argument, he'd send Jeremy's photo like, well, think of this.
I'm glad my photo got passed around like Paige.
Why do you still have that picture?
That was years ago. That's when I won the Asylum belt. I was excited. It would have been more impressive if I could hang it off of it, but, you know, it's life. But, yeah, man, the times, Archie. And then Mandy sending me those screenshots today of her, Archie telling her to send me a middle finger. And then I replied with, "Send this to Archie." Man, I'm going to miss that guy's voice. I'm glad we have a digital copy of it, basically. We can go back and hear it.
Yeah, that's what, you know, any well, I mean, any of the podcasts that he was on, or any of the, you know, anything that's one of the things that I've actually the past day or so gone back and listened to some of my favorite, you know, episodes that I could remember that when he was on the show with me, and then a couple of the episodes of the podcast that he had. If you smell what the Arch is cooking, which it was that actually brings up a funny story. And then I swear, Matt, I'll get to your, but that brings up a funny story that when he launched that podcast, my wife did the artwork for it and she made it. And then I sent it to him and I said, she said, if you want her to change anything, tell her and she will do it. And he goes, no, it's perfect. And I said, I don't think it's perfect because she did the side view of you, and it looks like the beginning of Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
That fits him so perfectly.
And he's like, I know, it's perfect. I'm like, all right, fine. It's Archie approved. So, okay.
It could have been Alfred Hitchcock and Paul Heyman had a baby, and it's Archie. I mean, when he would speak and stuff, all I could picture is him and Paul Heyman, you know, especially with his intro. And that's how Paul Heyman does his intros. It's like, oh, you're Archie Heyman. You're so Archie Heyman.
Well, Matt, it is your turn, brother.
Yeah, Archie was one of the first guys I met in the groups, probably back 2017 or so. And I started buying stuff. First thing I remember he told me he didn't make it, but it was looking back, some crappy NWO Hogan custom. He sold me $3. That's how bad it was. So we had this ongoing joke with it, and I still have it to this day. But anytime Archie started to get the best of me, I'd just start calling him Bastion Booger. And that really always seemed to burn him up.
He hated being called Bastion Booger.
I put his face on Bastion Booger so many times.
That's the one thing he couldn't stand. But I think it was 2019 or so, whatever WrestleMania it was, and there at the Giants and the Jets Stadium, we went and hung out. It was me, him, and a bunch of other guys, but a lot of these guys were best friends. Then it was me and Archie, so we kind of ended up hanging out a lot, having our own conversations. So I'm glad that I got to meet him. And it sucks, you know, because you always, man, we have to get together again now. It sucks that it won't ever happen, but great guy. You know, the last couple of years, we didn't chat as much as we used to, just stuff going on, but great guy. And I'm going to miss him. And I hate it, but it brings me peace to know that he's with his son again.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think that was definitely like the lack of, or not lack of communication, but less communication was necessarily just a you and him thing either, because even though he and I talked quite a bit and we did podcasts together and stuff like that, there were times where he was, I don't want to say he was being standoffish, but he was, I know that he was going through stuff and I was going through stuff and we were there for each other. But you when that's going on, you don't have the time to chat on the internet like you did, and it just, that is what it is. But he was like everybody here has said, if I needed Archie, he was there, and
Absolutely.
I know with another thing of like him being with his son now, and it's he had done a lot to change his health around, and a lot of that was in due part to Rex Backus, who I don't know how many people remember Rex, but
yeah,
Rex was really big in trying to get Archie to get into better shape, and I was pretty close with Rex as well, and now he's there with Rex and Shane Bice as well. Shane was a very great dude also, and Rex and Shane and Archie, and they're all hanging out together now, and I miss them all.
Yeah, it's funny because it's still, it's still so fresh with Archie that I don't know if it's set in yet how much I miss him yet. You know what I mean? I just, that's something that's gonna happen in a couple of weeks. I just know it. So Ice Cold Mark Brew is in the house, or at least he better be. I see him.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hold on, I gotta fucking move this mic. That shit's like a million fucking miles away. All right, does that work?
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you clearly, my friend. So did you bring your pony? Is my first question. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have to channel Archie for Archie's behalf.
That just hits a little different right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck the pony even came from, but he was convinced that I had one and that I rode it to every podcast.
There's a photo floating around of your head on a pony somewhere that he made.
It does not surprise me, because if Archie wasn't the brunt of the joke, he was always making them. And there was never a dull moment with Archie Mitchell.
Nope.
That man brought me so many laughs till I cried moments that it's not going to be the same.
Yeah. And like I was saying to a couple of these guys earlier, some of those laughs till you cried were because, like I was telling Kyle and Blevins when we first started, it's midnight. I've had a 6-pack of beer and I need to talk about something. And there's Archie, and he's there for me. He's not like, fuck off, I want to go to bed. He's there late night with me, talking through while I'm helping him talk him through something. And then before you know it, you're laughing, like no matter what's going on, before you know it, you're laughing because
it's something from left field with Archie every time.
And Mark, from doing podcasts with my brother, I was also saying he was one of the few people that could also bust Aaron's balls back to him.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. He would cut Aaron no slack. No, but just like randomly, he'll 2:00 in the morning, he messaged you, and it's like it didn't matter because it was Archie. And because he'd do the exact same thing for you, but like he'd text me randomly at like 2:00 in the morning. We'd have hour-long conversations and just just check on each other and make sure everything was good.
I don't know why he never necessarily trolled me or busted my chops, but man, he loved to just send me a picture, like Aaron's profile picture, and be like, just to remind you, your brother has no eyebrows. Like it was
Oh,
never.
God,
he
I
was
don't know.
he was
That
never
was every
busting my
line.
balls. He was never busting my balls. He was just busting Aaron's balls to me. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
I don't know how many times you just brought up a core memory. Oh, God. Aaron has no eyebrows, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was like the pun he gave to everyone. Oh, man.
I'm surprised he didn't have a picture floating around with him drawed on some eyebrows for Aaron.
Oh, God. Well, in honor of Archie, I'm going to need Aaron's address. I'm going to get him one of those, those little magnet pictures that you draw the hair on. I'm going to have Aaron's face as the background so Aaron can put eyebrows on himself.
little etch-a-sketch thing, yeah. So Mark, how did you meet Archie? And then I know you just told a story, but any other stories, any other, that's kind of what we're doing. Just
to be honest, I met Archie through doing the Facebook events in one of the 50 groups he was admin in.
Yeah.
And
the theme, yeah.
And it was for some custom that he had done, and we got to chatting back and forth about customs and stuff, and he taught me a lot in the world of doing that crap. And like I want to say it was a bloody Ric Flair. That's how me and Archie became friends, because I won a bloody Ric Flair.
Oh, one of his raffles, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I never told him because I'm just not that guy. But I actually, most of the like, I love the King Harley race he made me, the Haku, the Bobby Heenan with the $1 Million Man lapels. I have a Raven somewhere that he made for me, but he made me a Barbarian, and I wanted the Barbarian, with the antler hat. That was
right.
And it didn't even make it out of the box before the head fell off. So I have a headless Barbarian, but I never told him.
That's Archie.
And Archie's response, just send it back and I'll put the head back on.
And you're like, no, that's okay. It's all right, Archie. Thank you. You sure? No. I'll just call him the $1 Million Fink. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Or like
he did really good with the suited guys, but like with the suit, those were the ones he did really good on. But like Ric Flair in a suit, Heenan in a suit. But when it came to like these extra special characters, I'm like, Archie, no, man. Don't make the head don't originate the head anymore. Just use a head off of current figure. And he'd listen, He's like, all right. I'm like, your specialty is putting them together, not making the heads. Don't do that anymore.
He started doing women figures, and he would use the jumper body, and they would have humongous feet.
I think I actually have a Bailey like that for me.
With ginormous feet for a woman.
I remember he made a custom of Kyle, and he made a custom of me. Like We Can't Wrestle podcast customs. But I had to bust his chops because he said, I also made a custom of Kendall, your wife. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Oh,
so
boy.
I get the customs, and I shit you not, I text him. I said, Archie, this isn't a custom. You just sent me a Becky Lynch doll.
He's like, well,
it works, right?
I think that's what he did for my custom.
He didn't want to mean it was just Kurt Angle. I'm like, really, Archie?
I think mine is a Jericho, I want to say. The one that he did for me.
I'm pretty sure the one that he did of me has an Otis head.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I remember I sent him 2 Furies to repaint for me, and I think he had them like 6 months. And I'm like, "Hey Archie, did you forget about me?" He's like, "Yes, I did."
Honesty's the best policy.
He's like, "I'll get on him right away, bud." And I'm like, "All right, as long as you remembered him." It was like the point where I was looking for one of his raffles to pop up a Stone Cold Fury.
Yeah.
Like, where did this figurine come from? Oh man, yeah. He sent me 2 Hasbro's. I don't even know what the female body is because it's my daughter's mom. But yeah, the big feet are there, and then he made one of my daughter, which was like a micro figure. I think he I don't know where he got the figure from, but yeah, I think he used like a micro brawler for my daughter.
I feel like he's trolling us with some of these customs though. Like he does some really good ones, and then like he'll send you like the worst one, and he'll be like, "What?" And I'm like, "Dude, you sent me a Mankind, and like half the paint just chipped off his back. Like as soon as I took him out the box, and it's hacksaw kind." Oh, we'll send it on back. I'll repaint. No, I'm not sending anything back.
My Ultimate Warrior Fury, you could see the brush lines, and I'm just like, at least he got the color right.
He's up there right now saying, "Fuck all of you guys."
You didn't pay me enough to do it anyways.
There would be no better tribute to Archie than what we're doing right now.
He'd send you some of the best customs, and then
if it was me, I'd expect the same. Bust my fucking balls.
I'm waiting for the you've been unfriended by Archie Mitchell notification
from the grave, right? You've been unfriended, right?
Then he'll add you back.
And then a friend request about 25 minutes later.
I changed my mind.
with a message saying, "Dick." Oh man.
Well, guys, I don't think that we are. Yeah, we're going on about an hour now. I think we've got everybody that was going to be able to join has joined us. So I will start letting you gents get out of here. I appreciate you being here for sure. Appreciate you coming here for our brother that we are all going to miss. So I don't know who wants to go first. If you want to say any parting words to the listeners out there, any parting words about Archie before we all go off on our own this evening.
He was a good man. In a world that is not full of good people, Archie was one of those that was just pure of heart. He liked to make people laugh. He liked to have a good time. He was ornery, but he was a good man. We will miss you.
For sure.
Yeah, if you didn't have the pleasure of knowing Archie Mitchell or you pissed him off and didn't get a chance to be his friend, you missed out on a lifetime of greatness. So there's really not much you can say about the guy or a bad thing you can say about him. He did everything for everybody that he could, and he struggled. And his last 3 months on this earth were not good. And he felt shitty because there wasn't anything you could do for him. You know, he lost a bunch of family members back-to-back months, and then his health got worse. So, just so everybody knows, we'll be doing something for sure, whether it be a GoFundMe or raffle or both, to help his family in their time of need. I'm just waiting I don't want to do something and not hear from his wife first.
Right.
Absolutely.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss him a lot. He was a big brother to me, and I don't have a big brother, and I didn't have much of a father figure around my whole life, and so Archie was always like the guiding light, the big brother that I could always go to for advice. And I mean, I'm gonna miss him a lot. My kids are gonna miss him a lot. That was Uncle Archie to my kids. And I know he's in a better place, and I'm just gonna miss him a lot. He was a great guy.
Jeremy, you have any last words you want to say here on the show?
Archie's a one of a kind. There's not going to be anybody like him. He is a guy that could get you angry to the point where you want to fly out there, but on the other side, by the time you flew out there, you just want to give him a hug because he would make you laugh. I'm going to miss his back and forth banter. You know, if he texts me and I said I'm having a bad day, he'd make sure he'd try to give you some type of positive or laugh. And the world that didn't get to talk to Archie, and for the people that just saw him on the outside in and you didn't say hi, you missed out, because that dude, he was everybody's friend. He didn't care who you were, where you're from, what you were. If you were cool with him and had good combo, he was your friend. And I've hit him up in the middle of the night, and he would text back and make sure I was okay. And he always asked how my daughter was doing. And he was just a really good guy. And I just wish I would have got to hang with him a little longer. And we won't forget him.
Definitely won't forget him. Mr. Brew?
And like Blevs was saying, talking about he'd give you advice and stuff. Archie always told you not what you wanted to hear, but what you needed to hear. And then the very next sentence, he's cracking a joke, and you're just like, "Fuck, he's right." I'm gonna miss the hell out of him, and like Cotton said, there'll never be another one like him. No. That was a true 101.
Irreplaceable. And like I said, I just because I know this is, you know, I don't know, it's a weird thing. I don't know if it's weird to say or not, but just because it's records of conversations he and I got to have, and being able to hear his voice, I've been going back and I'm like, oh man, I remember this episode of the show. We were gangbusters on this episode. Or there was that brief time before shit kind of went sideways in both of our lives. We had started doing that Sopranos podcast because we're both big Sopranos fans. I think we only got up to like the 9th episode of the first season. And then, like I said, you know, you get, and anybody that does podcasting knows sometimes life, you know, just gets in the way and you can't coordinate with you want to do a show, but you can't coordinate with each other. Like, hey man, right. I can do Tuesday. Fuck, I can't do Tuesday. I can do Thursday. Well, I got this going on Thursday, and it just kind of falls apart. But just having those conversations, I thank God that I got to document a lot of conversations with him and record his voice and record a lot of his humor and record his laugh and record his jokes. And it's just, I think that having that for posterity is awesome, to be honest with you. And
he had a heart of gold and wore it on his sleeve. And if you were his friend, you were his friend to the fucking end.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, go ahead.
I feel, you know, inclined to, our thoughts and prayers are with his family and everyone. Like I said, I can't imagine what they're going through, but from all of us, thank you for allowing him to spend a little bit of time with us and sharing him with us. It was our honor and our privilege to know him.
Yes, absolutely. And I totally agree. And I think that this is a good thing for the people that loved him, and reflecting on his life, reflecting on him as a man and as a friend and as a father and as a grandfather and as a husband and everything that he was. And like I said, anywhere you're listening to this, because I am going to put this up on every podcast feed that I have my hands into. So if you're listening to the We Can't Wrestle podcast, if you're listening to Reliving the Extreme, if you're listening to the Asylum Wrestling podcast, and I'm going to put it on these If You Smell What the Arch Is Cooking feed too. And that's how we're going to end it. We love you, Archie. We're going to miss you like fucking hell. If you smell what the Arch is cooking.